Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. It is Sunday night. It's December 28th. We just got through Christmas, and now we're working our way towards New Year's Eve and the New Year. So let's see what the market's going to do in this last week of 2025. Can you believe that? Last week of 2025. So let's go through it, see what's going to be happening. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence, and let's go see what is going on. This is how the heat map closed the other day there on Friday, and we did have some short days, and then we obviously had the holiday for Christmas on Thursday. Market was open Friday, and this is how it closed there. Nvidia looking good. I gave that out in the Discord, and then your TSM right here was cruising along, so I gave that one out as well. So there you go, two of them that I gave out for you guys. The TSM looks really good still. I sold it a little bit early there. My option expired Friday. I had to sell it regardless, but it ran up some more there. As you can see, I had sold it a little bit early there, right around this area to 302, and it got up even higher right there, but it's all good. I locked in some good profits. I'm pretty sure it was up over 100% right there, so would have been a lot more if I would have held it towards the end of the day, but like I said, you can't complain about that in 3 days. So there you go with TSM, and let's see what the next ones are going to be, because we're going to start crushing this market. Obviously, our January effect ones are going to be going into play, so we'll be keeping an eye on them and everything else. So let's go ahead and see what's going on. I think it's streaming on Instagram. I have no idea. That's what I'm checking to see, because I set it up to not go to the Facebook and now to stream to Instagram. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I have no idea. Someone check it out and tell me. It looks like it is, though. So I have no idea if it is or not, but whatever. We'll keep on cruising through and we'll figure it out later. Happy Sunday, Laptop Travel, Luis Rodriguez, and everybody else. So here we go. Let's go through our list, see what's going on. How about the football, NFL? Interesting there. Patriots looking good. They smoked the Jets today. And then that Philadelphia game against the Bills. Wow, that was a hell of an ending right there. They missed a 2-point conversion, and the Eagles ended up winning the game. So we'll be keeping an eye on. There's a Sunday night game on, the Bears versus the 49ers tonight, so I'll keep you guys updated on that one as we go through the show. It's not even on yet. And let's see what the news was. Stocks hold near record. Silver falls from peak. Silver was going nutty on Friday. Stock futures are a little changed after S&P 500 hits fresh record. Stocks are on track for a third straight year of stellar returns, why a fourth isn't out of the question. Santa rally builds with stocks near record highs the week ahead, and Hong Kong expects a 3.2% growth this year, seeks to maintain momentum right there. So happy Sunday, Doge Mama 9 and everybody else that's hanging out with us. Let's get cruising through and rock and roll right through our list. We'll see what's setting up to be good tomorrow, and we'll get out of here for our Sunday night. And again, we'll be on tomorrow morning for our 7 a.m. pre-market show, see how the week's going to start. No short days, just a day off on Thursday for New Year's Day. So New Year's Eve is a full day on Wednesday, so we'll be watching the market, and we'll be on it each morning and night up until then. Maybe Friday I'll take off, I'm not sure, but tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., you guys know that. But first, let's go through our night and see what's happening here. OMDS, let's see. These guys were pulling back here. A lot of these space ones and the smaller caps. I think we're going to see a little rotation, trying to cruise back into the big caps there. As you can see, NVIDIA hopping up, and we'll take a look at all that, and we'll jot down the best ones. Silver's trading at 91 in Shanghai this morning. Wow, that's pretty wild right there. Laptop Travel, and look at silver right here. Holy cow, the thing is just like jumping up like crazy right there. Gold is jumping up as well, but silver looking a little bit better, I must say. And open door right here was pulling back and could be pulling back down further. It looks like it did. I was going to say probably around that 560. It's already at 594 right there. So there you are. And there, and that's what the open door looks like. QMCO and You and Ben, we'll be on the small cap show on Monday, and I'm not sure if I'll be on Benzinga. You and Ben will do Benzinga. They'd like to do more of a fundamental show like that, so I don't hop on the Benzinga shows too often. But anyway, small cap show is tomorrow. Laptop Travel will be joining us. QMCO, let's look at these guys and all of the other quantum and computer hardware ones. So they are pulling back, but down at that bottom area. And let me delete that and go through our GTI. These guys were setting up. They obviously ran up the other day, and they ran up pretty fast and pulled back. So let's watch to see how far they want to pull back. And yeah, you got no problem. Laptop Travel will be on the small cap show at 1. And I know Laptop Travel is filling in for Godfather for a few weeks as well for the small caps and the Benzinga. So that's why I knew you were doing Benzinga. I'm not doing Benzinga. You guys do the fundamentals on there. That's what they like. And I am just straight technical, so I'd probably just sit there and twiddle my thumbs and not talk about a whole lot except for what's going on in the world. But anyway, here we go, RGTI. Let's see it pull back right there. QUBT, we'll see what the rest of these quantum and computer hardware ones are doing, but they were pulling back on Friday. They are still pulling back right there, even that QBTS is D-Wave, and that pulled back pretty good. So let's see these guys get set back up. They're going to have to. And here is QSI. That one was pulling back. QTUM, that was pulling back as well. And that IONQ right here, look at that dip all the way down. So we'll try to catch these ones all the way down at the bottom. RCAT right here, another one. So a lot of these guys were pulling back. Z-Space was jumping up. Look at this thing. Is this not the oddest thing you've ever seen? So we're definitely watching this thing. It's been pulling back for a year. You would think it will get rolling anytime soon here. So we'll be watching Z-Space, but the rest of them are pulling back in that sector. ABTC, American Bitcoin Corp. This is a Trump company, and it does look pretty good. And obviously, Laptop Travel, you were posted something. I didn't even read your comment, but I read it, but it was pretty quick. But yeah, Trump apparently bought a burger today or the other day, not even today. I think it was a couple days ago with Bitcoin. And obviously, they own American Bitcoin Corp. So they want crypto and Bitcoin to get rolling because his family's in all these businesses right here, like Pew. That's Grab a Gun. That's in the basement as well. And CPL. I don't even know what they do in this company, but I think they're on the board and that thing's down there. And PSQH right here, PSQ Holdings. And that is down there trying to curl up but not moving yet. So I think Trump was just trying to pump up crypto and Bitcoin there. And it worked because Bitcoin is at 88,000. Not that it's flying, but it's back to 88. Ethereum's at 29.57. Solana's at 126. And let's see what Ripple's at 187 right there. Stellar at 22. And that is according to the Stock Cube right there. So PSQH, another Trump company right there. And again, still down there. It was in the basement, still pulling back some. Let's look at the other crypto treasuries. BMNR right here, pulling back still. We'll see if these guys can actually get cruising right there. Yeah, Tom Lee losing $3.5 billion at BMNR right here, guys. Yikes is right there, Laptop Travel. That is wild. So there you go. When you have a bad day and you lose a couple bucks, just think of that one right there. Imagine 3.5 billion. Tom Lee thought that the market and Ethereum and everything else was going to get ripping. They looked like it. They put their money where their mouth was, and it didn't work out as well as it should have. Let's put it that way. So let's put it like this. Crypto, you can't have all your eggs in one basket. Of course, you definitely want some for when it rips. And here you go. Here's a situation where it pulls back, and you see Tom Lee losing 3.5 billion with a B, guys, in this thing here. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on there, but not looking great. And again, we just talked about the crypto prices. I'll go through crypto and take a look and see what they're looking like. But SBET right here still pulling back, and UPXI is another one right here. Let me type it in correctly, but that's UPXI. That's the Solana one, and that's slightly pulling back as well. You can see been dipping down, trying to get set up, but these guys aren't ready. As long as this trend line's up there too, you know that they have a little bit of time right there. So we will be keeping an eye on all of our crypto stocks and all these guys. ORBS pulling back pretty big. And that one, isn't he in that one, Tom Lee, as well? Isn't he in both of them, I thought, but possibly just in the one. I know he's in BMNR. And then your FGNX was pulling back a little bit with everything else. This one's been pretty strong, though, considering what crypto has been up to. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And here is Galaxy right here. And that one pulled back. So let's take a quick look and see what crypto's doing. Again, it's up 88,000 for Bitcoin and Ethereum 29.57. But let's look at the charts and see what they want to do here. They are not too bad. It's still staying in that bullish channel. It's just really slow. I thought we were going to see some pretty good spike ups here and some good candle action, but we're definitely not seeing that. So the volume's slow, and it is just working its way up very slow. You get these quick spike ups, and then it pops back down. Hasn't even been able to maintain being over to 20 right there to stay in that channel, but maintaining itself enough to keep itself up and not like popping down. Ethereum actually doesn't look too bad right there. Can you imagine all these things? Can you imagine you had options expire at the end of the year on all this stuff, and then they just pop like right at the end of right in the new year? Because that's what it looks like right there. It's kind of bizarre. I'm not saying that Tom Lee does have that. I have no idea what his positions are, but Solana looking a lot better right there at 126. So there you go. It is trying to hit the 20 and trying to cruise up there. Here's your Ripple, not looking bad. I was just looking at it, and it is trying to make that base. It's curling up, curling through the MACD already and getting rolling. So let's see if it can get cruising in ADA. Cardano trying to hit that 20 area again. So that is what they look like. Let's see how optimistic we're going to be, as that one looked like it bottomed out the other day, pulling up, and now just a little slight pullback as it's supposed to work its way back up there. So there you go, Utah Uties and everybody else with your crypto report right there. Not too bad, and again, just extremely slow. And obviously, we're going to gauge it off of what Bitcoin's doing, because that's the most important one, I would say, the number one, and it kind of dictates things. It does look like it should continue to curl up there, and it has the 20. It has to get into that channel and hold it. So we'll be paying attention to that in the morning as well. So there you go with crypto. And here we go with the rest of our list. And then we just did Galaxy. And let's look at ASTS. That was pulling back. A lot of these space ones were pulling back, like Lunar right here. That was pulling back. And Fly was pulling back. So we'll look at these and readdress them tomorrow, see how far they really want to pull back. And if space ones want to pop back up and get loaded. But obviously pulling back right there. Rocket Lab was another one down over 8%. And another space one right there. So you can see the space industry took a nice little dip after it ran up pretty big, as obviously. And Kodak right here was dipping down a little bit on Friday. It was looking pretty good on Thursday. It did touch that 20. I could see this one trying to crawl back up and get rolling. So we'll be watching Kodak as well. And you could have been having some tax loss selling there up on New Year's or Christmas Eve, or Christmas Eve, and up to the right there. So at the end of the week. So we'll see what happens as the market opens tomorrow. Like I said, we'll be on early, but we'll be watching to see what sectors really want to get set up. They could be the big caps and and some of them in that sector. So we'll be going through them in a few moments and checking out and picking out what looks good, because some of these have been pulling back right here. UMAC right there, they had that run up, pull back, and again, we'll see if they want to stick right there. It has good resistance or support at the 1201 area, has resistance up here at like 13. So we'll see if it can get bounced in your 20s, rolling up on your 50. So we'll look at all these tomorrow morning, see what they all want to do and what direction things want to move. Here's nuclear right here. That was pulling back a little bit. And I have a feeling this one wants to get set up and roll off that MACD. So I would keep an eye on this nuclear right here. It does look like it wants to get set up to me. So I'm going to jot that one down. I do like nuclear, and it could be a good one tomorrow to keep an eye on as it gets set up right there. And how about SNF right here, Ross? Let's look at it, because it's getting to be in a really good spot right there. So I would say SNES. We're familiar with them, and let's keep an eye on it, because it is looking a lot better right there for SNF. And how about Hertz? If I type it in right, HTZ. This one had been getting set up. It ran last week, pulled back a little bit, but it does look like it wants to curl back up and get rolling again. So we'll be keeping an eye on Hertz. I did like that last week, and it still doesn't look bad. Chipotle right here has been running up. Be careful with it. It's up in the top. We'll see if it really wants to crawl up there and get cruising. How about our Eli Lilly right there? And I don't know. This thing could try to dip down, and we'd have to see it tomorrow just to see how it opens. And how about United Healthcare? What was it looking like? That's right, United Healthcare was rolling. I think I skipped right over it, to be honest with you. And this one, I was going to say, I don't remember seeing this, and it was looking really good. I know that. So definitely keep an eye on this one tomorrow. Look at that thing trying to curl up there, looking pretty hot for UNH. And there's your Oscar right here. And this guy is actually trying to get set up. I don't know if it's going to be blasting off tomorrow. We'll have to see. But you can see UNH looking really good. Oscar not looking bad right there. And let's look at our CBRL, because our CBRL, if I could type in Cracker Barrel correctly. Oh, I still didn't do it. Hold on. CBRL. There we go. Cracker Barrel. It's still pulling back, like I said. And I don't think it's looking so good, guys. It's one, they're going to need help real soon for Cracker Barrel. So that CEO definitely screwed up this company. If this thing starts crossing down again, I'm telling you, they are in serious trouble at the beginning of the year. Restaurant industry is very rough right now. It's always been tight margins. I know that. I went to culinary school. I was a chef for years, and I understand the industry very well. Extremely tight margins before, even crazier post-COVID. So, yeah, to do that to a company, holy cow, you're insane. And it's not looking so good, let's put it that way. But let's look at Boyle and Rush, right? Or Boyle and Gush, I mean, because Boyle was looking good the other day. And remember, we were talking about that natural gas, and I do think that Boyle gets run up. And let's look UNG, I think it was. I had a couple call, or look at UNH. Holy cow, we better look at that one. I accidentally wrote that down. UNG I was supposed to look at, and this was looking pretty good too. And I have a few options on this guy, and that was looking pretty decent to run up some more right there. So take a look at that. But yeah, also Boyle right here looking pretty nice to boil up. And let's see that Gush, that oil and gas one was dipping down all last week. We'll see if it wants to get set up this week and actually get rolling as Boyle wants to. So it's kind of interesting right there, but it is the winter time, and natural gas is pretty important. Plug right here. Let's see. It's just kind of hanging out. It has that trend line down there. It could pull back down there. So just watch for any dip action on Plug, PLUG, and your Quantum Scape right here. Oh, that could have a good dip down right there. So watch for that. Rocket Mortgage, that one's just kind of hanging out right there. It's not looking too bad. We'll see what it wants to do tomorrow for RKT. IMRX right here. This one's been looking good. And I forget what they have, pancreatic cancer, some kind of treatment or medication for that or something like that. It's hitting a resistance up here, obviously, as you can see. Maybe you have a little pullback, but it had been looking good. And let's see, that is IMRX. And then that FIG, that one that Luis Rodriguez and Michael Anthony had liked, it had run up there, pulling back a little bit, but still getting set up. Look, staying in that channel right there is a 20s making it go up. So that's a pretty good one right there for FIG at Carmen right here, KRMN. This had been running up, aerospace and defense. This one was running up as well with the other space ones, and now it's pulling back. We'll see how they react tomorrow morning. CRML is critical metals right here, and another had run up last week a little bit, spiked up, pulled back right there. So now you're starting to get a little curl down. We'll see how that opens. So like I'm saying, I think we're getting a little rotation of money going on right here is what it looks like. Circle, it looks like they're circling around to some big caps and circling out of these as they had run up pretty well. So maybe you get a little fresh pullback and then they circle back up. But like I said, that's what it looks like at the moment. We'll be watching them tomorrow. Rich Tech Robotics, a little pullback after that nice run up. And let's see what C1, that one, they had the buyout and all. It's up there. It's hanging out, and I'm not sure. 2407 right there. Not exactly sure what it's doing, but it's still up there. And Godfather had called that one, that's for sure. So I would say that was a wicked one, CWAN. And I'm not sure if they if it goes up higher right there. It has that support line now. So I have no idea what it's going to do at this point. If it cruises up even higher, if that's the spot. We have to look into that tomorrow, as a matter of fact. But that's CWAN. And your Celius right here is CELH, and that has been looking good. trying to run up a little bit. So keep an eye on the good old Celius Holdings right there. It's a beverage company. NEOSE is an energy company pulling back, and just watch this one for a nice dip action. How about Elf? Now that Christmas is over, Elf is looking really good right there. Look at Elf. Elf looks like it wants to run right back to the North Pole. That's for sure. So keep an eye on that one right there. That could be a little bit of a momentum play tomorrow. Is trying to run up there this past week, and Elf does look pretty nice right there. And that could be a tax loss one. So keep an eye on that guy, ELF, and Lucid right here. I know Luis Rodriguez likes it. It had been running up. It hit that 20, and now you're getting that pullback and can get another opportunity on LCID. So watch for that. And here's your Snapchat. Not looking bad right there. I would say Snapchat getting set up. So you might want to keep an eye on that this week as we have a short week. And there's Michael Anthony. McDonald's buys from LW that sell all those fries to people. And then schools, what the heck is LW? I know you looked at it before. Lamb Weston Holdings, that's packaged foods, huh? That is way down there, Michael Anthony. I have to tell you, that will get cruising back up. So we'll have to leave that on our list down here. I forgot to write yours down. What the heck were they? Like ABEO and something else. I'll have to remember the other one. What's the other one you always look at? I totally forget. And what else did you guys were saying over here? Cracker Barrel will likely come back strong in the spring. Their business models built around the freeway highway system for many of their stores, pulling in travelers looking for rest stops on their travels. Absolutely. That is where they are always based at. So we'll see. But if they have a really bad winter right here, it could be very not good for the company. Let's put it that way. And sold all your C1 at 2404 right there. Yeah, they were pretty nice. They're way up. So that is nice right there. Laptop travel. So you got out of it. Perfect. And UEC, what is that? And whatever that is, we'll look at it. I'll go through the rest of the list over there. What you guys want to look at, let me just finish up over here since we're almost done. That was Snapchat right there. IREN, well, that wasn't, but this was Snapchat. We were just looking at it. And like I said, looking pretty good to get set up. IREN right here was dipping back down. Looked good at the beginning of the week. This F-Jet doesn't look too bad, though. That was jumping back up, and this is a new IPO, so we'll just keep an eye on this tomorrow. It could pull back. It could have just ran up there on Friday and now having some pullback. So we'll see how that reacts in the morning for good old F-Jet. I'll watch that one. And then that Galt, Joseph Levy's Galt right here, had pulled back huge, I must say, last week. I don't even know what happened. It wasn't anything bad, I know that, but it did have a major pullback. I would have said that was your bottom right there, 396. And I think this one might be a great one to load up on down here in the low fours. So keep an eye on GALT, G-A-L-T. Sometimes being patient for some things works out pretty well. And this one might be that opportunity that it might work for us. So I know Joseph Levy has some, but hopefully he can get some more down here because it is looking way better, and it's going to start curling up there. Probably has a few days, but it is looking pretty good. So GALT, definitely keep an eye on that one as well. And let's see what else is going on right here with our RBNE. This one did the old reverse split. So let's keep an eye on this tomorrow because it looked had dipped down there off the reverse split, and we'll see if it wants to make some crazy moves. So I'll be watching that one in the morning. Let me jot that down for the reverse split right there. RBNE, definitely have to keep an eye on that one. And the Z right here, what was this? Zillow, I think? I forget what it was. Yeah, Zillow Group. This looks pretty good actually getting set up. Look at that curling up. Now, maybe it doesn't go through that resistance right there, but it's at 69. Could get up to that 71 right there. So you can keep an eye on Zillow. That's not bad to try to run up there. And let's see, what else are we looking at down here? Here's a couple penny stocks that we're getting set up. Let me see. Stay away, reverse. Well, it just did the reverse split, as a matter of fact, Michael Anthony. So we love when they do the reverse split because these things can get cruising relatively fast. Let me put it that way. So we'll see. And it just did a small one. It was like 1 for 5, was it? I forget exactly what it was, to be completely honest with you. Or maybe I'm completely wrong and that was somebody else, but I forget which it was. But anyway, that one could get really cruising. We do watch that RBNE, and it could get flying there off the reverse split. And like I said, we do love when they reverse split, just not to be in them when they do reverse split. That's not the thing to do. IVP right here. Look at this thing. We had been looking at this Inspire Veterinarian. It was up 15%. This one could continue some momentum up there and curl out of the basement up there. So, and get out of there. I mean, look at it. It tried to, and even if it just curls out and jumps up and gets back in, that'll be a nice spike up. So watch that. IVP, ATPC, this A-gape one. Look at this thing. It's way beaten down. This thing was trading out like the 130s right there. And then on December 10th, it went from, it opened at 112. It came down. It closed at 6 cents. Holy cow. And it was way down there. Now at least you're at 11 and 12. So this one could be a great one too. I have no idea what they have going on either, but again, you're just playing the quick pop right there as it's curling up for ATPC. And let's see what the other two were. PAVS, Paranovis or something like that. Entertainment, a recent reverse splitter right there. And now this one's trying to get curled up and not looking bad. So you can watch that. Maybe that'll keep a little momentum tomorrow. So watch that one in the morning if you like it. A recent splitter, reverse splitter. And this walk. WOK, look at this thing beat way down there, guys. Just stay patient on this, and we'll see if this gets curling back up. It's at 2 cents. They're either going to reverse split. Oh, there's a reverse split on oh, that's perfect. So we'll watch this one as well. And this one takes effective tomorrow. So we'll definitely be watching walk on the reverse split too. So there you go. WOK reverse split action, RBNE reverse split action right there. And then keep your eye on IVP, ATPC, and PAVS right there for some cheapies and some good penny stock action. Let's look at gold and silver because they've been flying. That's what J-Nug was up to. It was cruising along. And let's see what Nug was doing because that was flying up as well. And of course, your JDXJ, that was cruising because the other ones were. And silver just went absolutely ballistic. SIL, that's the silver miners. But SLV went up almost plus 9% right there. And then your REMX is your rare earth and strategic metal ones. And this thing is getting set up to try to run. So we might have to keep an eye on that rare earth and strategic metals. They were dipping down, but we'll watch some of them to see if they're getting set up based off of that REMX right there. So there you go with that. And let's see, I think the 49ers and the 49ers and Bears game might be on. It looks like. I don't even know. I can't even really tell, to be completely honest with you. Let me take a quick look and see what the score says. It's so much easier on here. Somebody might have run. Yeah, they are on. It's 7-0 right there. I think somebody ran back the kickoff. That's what it almost looked like. Did someone just run back the kickoff? I think the Bears. Well, it's 7-0 Bears, so I'd say the Bears may have run back the kickoff. There's only like 15 seconds gone in the game, so. There you go. I'd say the game kicked off and there's a touchdown already if you're looking to see that game. And that is the Bears 49ers. And they're starting off with some scores right there. So let's see what else is going on in the market, guys. Let me go through, see what our Jolie's jams are up to. Our laptop travel list. We'll fly right through that relatively short. And then I'll see what you guys want to look at. Doge Mama 9. So let me know what you're looking at. And everybody else like Utah Uties and, of course, Michael Anthony and Laptop Travel, Luis Rodriguez, and the rest of the crew hanging out. And I greatly appreciate it. That's for sure. And let's see. I think it's on Instagram. I don't even know, guys. It looks like it's on Instagram. So if anybody wants to check and let me know, that would be good. I looked. I couldn't even tell if it was on there. But anyway, here we go. I'm not going to worry about it, but it does look like it's on there. I set up a feed. I have to manually do it. I don't know if I have to do it every single day, but it's not that hard, and it took me a couple minutes to figure it out. And then, so yeah, I might be able to set up a feed for like TikTok and other things as well. So if that's the case, I'll just start streaming out the show to all kinds of platforms, and I think that would be pretty cool going into the new year. So that might be happening, guys. And I don't know, is the lighting look any better? I got way better lights now, and I think the lighting definitely looks better down here. You guys let me know what you think, but I do think the lighting's starting to improve a little bit. So still a work in progress. I was messing around with it, and I'll be messing around with it some more as well. So here we go. Let's cruise right through our Jolie's Jams and our laptop travel list. And those of you just tuning in, greatly appreciate it. We just cruised through some of our lists, but we still have our Spy Mag 7 big caps to look at and everything you guys want to see. So just post it up in the stream. And we do this show every Sunday through Thursday night at 8 p.m. We go through the market, see what's going to be popping and what looks good, what we're getting into. Obviously, this week's going to be a short week with New Year's on Thursday. So New Year's Day on Thursday. New Year's Eve is a full day. Friday is a full day. So we just get a day off on Thursday. And like I said, I may skip the show on Friday morning. I'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll hop on with Ben and just skip mine. We'll see how I wake up in the morning. But anyway, we'll be on tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. We do that pre-market show Monday through Fridays, and then I'll be on in the Discord live trading with Ben and everything else. So here we go. Let's cruise right through our Jolie's Jams rhythm right here. Pulling back, it was in the rhythm with the cannabis stocks cruising, and now the rhythm is pulling back. And just to take a look at some of the other cannabis stocks, you can see they're taking huge dips right here. I hope I didn't put the Y at the end of Tilray. That may help. But you can see that's a big dip right there down to the 20. It could pop off of there. We'll look at tomorrow. And MSOS looks like it's trying to roll up, but we'll look at that one as well. So there's a couple of the cannabis ones for you, and we'll be keeping an eye. Here's another ETF toke, and this is another one right there, YOLO. There's a bunch of them, but anyway, I think MSOS is going to be your big one, and Tilray obviously is going to be your biggest company, I believe. I think so anyway. Maybe your strongest, we'll say. Canopy Growth used to be. Curaleaf used to be. They're the biggest MSO, but they are doing so great. Curaleaf, here we go. CURLF. They're an OTC stock right here. So did run up with the news, but pulled back. And again, I do think your Tilray did it smart. I've talked about it before. I'll have to find that video and repost it, because I mean that aged very, very well. I'm not gonna lie. Tilray was buying a lot of breweries, microbreweries and stuff like that. They own a bunch of them over in Colorado and all over the place. And so instead of just 100% fully invest in the company completely in cannabis, they were like, hey, we'll split it up. We'll do cannabis and microbreweries, and we'll see what happens. And some of them breweries have done really well for them and kept them afloat while the cannabis industry hasn't. And then some of the choices in the cannabis industry they've made have been pretty well as to go along with it. So they've actually done pretty well, Tilray. And again, I do the High on Wall Street. I followed this guy. I've been doing it for 2 years now, the High on Wall Street videos. So I've been doing them on all kinds of cannabis companies. You guys know I'm very aware of all the cannabis stuff going on. And this one is probably the strongest company out there in the cannabis industry. When Ben asked, I told him Tilray immediately. And then that day, this one was one of the big spikers right there. Obviously, it went from 7 all the way to 1575. So there you go with Tilray. And obviously, after these do pull back and then the news gets back up for the cannabis stocks, we'll be watching Tilray, MSOS. I think they're going to be your two best bets. Obviously, some of the other ones are going to run. You saw them run, but best bets, these are going to be your best two players, I think. So that's my opinion in the cannabis industry right there. So anyway, we were looking at Rhythm because this used to be Agrify, which is a growing company. And now they're Rhythm. They did change their name. Remember Agrify right there. And then they were Rhythm right there. And then it did run up when they were happening, pulled back, and then ran up with the cannabis news. But now it's pulling back again. So we'll be watching Rhythm to see when it wants to get back in its rhythm, Zach, and see what's going on. Patriots might be a good team to be. It could be a Patriots-Eagles Super Bowl again, guys, because I'll tell you what, both of them look pretty wild, I would must say. And let's see what else is going on over here with our Jolie's Jumpers. Or Jolie's Jams. Jolie's Jumpers we'll do tomorrow morning. This blank charging's way down. It's in the basement. We'll have to see when that wants to get set up. But Sezzle's been looking pretty good. It was running up there. Watch for a little pullback. Hitting the 20 right here. We'll see if it really wants to pull back some more. And we'll watch it because it could get popping off of this 20. And if it does, I have a feeling you're going to work your way right back up over its high where it was. And remember, Sezzle was way up here in like the 180s. So I do believe Sezzle will get sizzling again. It's just a matter of market conditions and when they really want to get cruising. And that's why we do the show every day, to really find out when these things are going to get cruising. Sterling right here. Let's see what's up with it. That looks pretty hot right now. So might want to keep an eye on the sterling tomorrow. That could be a good one. We know that likes to pop up big, and that one does get cruising relatively fast. STRL. And let's see what our Rivian's up to. That had run up big, a little bit of healthy pullback, coming back towards the 20 right here. Not too bad. It's kind of making a little base on its own right there up here. So we'll see if Rivian wants to pull back really hard tomorrow or this week. And I think it will be kind of a transition week where you see some money transitioning and just kind of rotating around in the different sectors, different things. And that's what it looks like's happening right here as we go into the end of the year. Last week of 2025, here's your symbiotic right here, pulling back. And another one needs to get set up. Has a good support line right here, but just not showing us that it's 100% ready at the moment for symbiotic. So yeah, you can see the 20 coming down, trying to push it down right there. So we'll be keeping an eye on that and seeing when it wants to get rolling. And that is your Jolie's Jams. So thank you, Asian Jolie. And let's see what our laptop travel list is up to. I'll go through them real quick. We'll see what's going on with them. AFIU. Let's see what this one's up to. This one was just trying to get into that channel right there. Not looking too bad. AMS. American Shared Hospital Services actually looks pretty good. It's hitting that 50. We'd have to see tomorrow, but it looks pretty strong to try to get through right there, I must say. For AMS, yeah, that looks pretty decent. It's broken through before, and it could definitely break through again tomorrow if I could talk. And BRN right here is Barnwell Industries, and that's definitely getting set up. Check that out for this week, Michael Anthony. And BRTX Bio Restorative Therapies. And those of you that don't know, I can't read. I am the worst. I was trying to read a children's book the other day with Dougie. I swear he could read it better than me, guys. It's almost that bad. He's 5. He can read better than me. And I wasn't illiterate my whole life, and I won't go through me getting hit in the head because I've talked about it enough, but you guys know I just can't read. It's so crazy to me, and it's almost it is comical. I'm glad I can laugh about it because it's bizarre. Like I read like a sentence, every word looks weird. I don't know, but anyway, BRTX right there could hit $1. You're saying, Michael Anthony? I agree. It could come right back down to here. It could go to 98 if it really wanted to. But we look at these for real quick poppers, that's for sure. And that's your laptop travel list right here. And GENK is Gen Restaurant Group, just kind of hanging out right there in that channel. So a lot of these we might have to look at in the morning or tomorrow to see what they're up to. GRDN is Guardian Pharmacy, and that's a medical care facility. That was pulling back right there. It could pull back a little bit more. It's sitting right there on the 20. Yeah, a couple of these we definitely have to look at in the morning. MDBH. Oh, that one's kind of hanging out, hitting the 50 as well. So just some decent setups right here that you could look at tomorrow, like that one right there. NHTC, though, that could be a decent one and could get cruising. Paraso. PRSO, this one was getting set up and crawling up. That could be another one right there. Archon was running up 10%. So them three right there, PRSO, Archon, and NHTC looking pretty good. SMTK, Smart Chem, that's not looking too bad to continue up as well. You'd have to look at it tomorrow. But Snell Inc., I thought this was Snell, SNAL. And let's see what Snell is doing, if it's going to crawl a little faster than a Snell right here, because it looks pretty good crawling up. I must say it was up 4.5%. So you can take a look at that. And TGE right here, that one's trying to get set up. It's been beaten down. It's in the channel, but it is trying to get set up right there. TVRD is Tavardi, something like this. It's a therapeutic company. Wow, that one's actually looking really good down here. Laptop travel, I must say. Almost trying to double bottom, get through the 20 right there and get moving. Let's take a better look at TVRD. That is not looking too bad right there. And yeah, I would take a look at that one. TVRD definitely looking pretty decent. And YAAS is, well, not that one right there and not that right there, but this one right here is YAAS. And that one was spiking up, looks like, on Friday. Let's take a look at it on here and see what the setup is. Yeah, spiking up in that 20, so that one could be a possibility as well. So a couple good ones right there: NHTC, PRSO, Archon, and then a couple other ones in TVRD, YAS, YAS. So thanks, Laptop Travel, for that list right there. And here we go, Michael Anthony Silver moving down after hitting 80. That look at miners that has good fundaments could work. So there you go, according to Michael Anthony. That's what he just said. So you guys can read that. I'll go through our SPY Mag 7 big caps, and then I'll come through and see what Michael Anthony, Laptop Travel, Luis Rodriguez, everybody else wants to see. So go ahead, post whatever you guys want to look at in the old chat, and I'll look at it. 7-7 now. Chicago, San Francisco. It looks like it's tied up, and Chicago has the ball. Not sure exactly how much time's left in the first or second or what's going on, but there you are. And let's keep on cruising right through, and let's go through our indices, SPY Mag 7, them guys, real quick. Here we go. In our SPY on Friday was down a hair. It was jumping around. It didn't look too bad. It spiked up, spiked down. It was just, like I said, running around right there. Wasn't anything real crazy. So let's take a look and see what our Qs were doing. Pretty much the same thing, be honest with you. So they were pretty similar, as a matter of fact. Your Qs do have a good resistance up here, guys. So I could see them hitting up here and coming down. And I could see your SPY. Let's try to get a good idea. And your SPY, they actually haven't been running exactly in sync. Your SPY looks like it wants to run up, and your Qs look like they could pull back. That's what it looks like. I mean, we just had a long weekend and everything else. So obviously we'll be looking at them in the morning. IWM right here is pulling back some and could pull back a little bit more. So we'll be watching that as well. We'll reevaluate these guys early in the morning. Let's go ahead and look at our Mag 7, see what Apple is doing, pulling back a little bit. It does have that 20 curling up. So I do think you have a little setup period right there with Apple. So I don't think that's the exact one in the Mag 7 to jump into at the moment. So we'll find out which one looks best real quick. Amazon right here. Now, this one's getting set up, and I would imagine they just did pretty well during the Christmas holiday. So AMZN, not looking bad there. Google had been running up before. A little bit of pullback. It's trying to get set up, but doesn't look perfect. Meta right here had been getting set up, and that one's pulling back. So maybe we're seeing a total market pullback, as a matter of fact, because things are starting to look like they want to pull back a little bit. We'll have to see how they open up tomorrow and see if there's like a real Santa Claus rally about to rip. And the market could obviously go either way real quick tomorrow. It just depends on how it really wants to open. What are the futures looking like, Luis Rodriguez? I didn't even look. I'll look real quick on the old Yahoo Finance app. Yahoo Finance app. Well, app. I can't talk, guys. Yahoo Finance app. How about that? I'll be able to say it now. Jeez Louise. Futures right here. Let me see what's going on. They look like they're just flat. Are they all completely flat doing nothing? That's what it says on the Yahoo app. I'm not sure, but let me know if you guys see anything with the futures. And let's see, there's Microsoft right there. Now, this one's starting to get pretty good, trying to stay in this channel and run up. So Microsoft might be a decent one to continue up right there. I mean, out of all of them so far, looks good. I mean, we already know NVIDIA is looking good. So NVIDIA might be flat. That's what it looked like to me. And Laptop Travel, both of you said they're flat. It looked completely flat to me. So they are flat. I would say that is the consensus. But anyway, NVIDIA might be your number one pick right there out of your Mag 7. Let's just take a look at TSLA, which of course is good old Tesla with Elon at the helm, and it was down a little bit, hitting a little bit of support, and we'll have to see if it's dipping down or if they want to get turned around tomorrow. So that is what it looked like when they closed on Friday, and you can't really get an exact idea of what they're going to do tomorrow. And again, we have another short week. It looks like it could pull back a little bit more. I highly doubt it's coming back to the 20, but you could have a little bit of pullback there for your TSLA. And we'll be watching all these Mag 7 and everything else to keep an eye on things to see what they want to go and what direction. AMC right here. I think AMC could be getting set up again. So definitely keep an eye on that. It's been beaten down pretty well, I know that. And here's your GameStop. That's another one. Run up, came back down. That looks like it almost wants to pull back a little bit. So keep an eye on GameStop if it wants to dip down a little bit more. But obviously, AMC looking a lot better. And how about your Chewy right here, CHWI? Now that's looking pretty good to try to get rolling off there. So definitely want to keep an eye on CHWI at the moment. That's looking pretty good. Let's take a better look at it and see what CHWI. Yeah, that thing's looking way better down there. And that could get cruising. Unity right here, good old letter U. Not looking bad, but it does look like it could pull back. So I would say Chewy looks the best out of them. And they were the ones that Roaring Kitty used to like. AMC, GameStop, Chewy, Unity. I don't know if he still likes them or not, to be honest with you. And here's Netflix, guys. And I think that is going to be a good momentum play right there. I think that's a good solid one. Look at that setup right there. We know they're going to take over Warner Brothers. There's no way that Warner Brothers is going to give up to Paramount right here. So Warner Brothers will go to Netflix and Paramount right here. Paramount is trying to set up, but I just have a feeling it's not going to make it, guys. You can see this thing's going to push it back down, and Paramount's probably going to dip right there. So I would say we'll be watching and we'll see if they can get up over into the right channel. But in this look right here with your 20, your 50 coming down, your trend lines, I could see Paramount, and we know that they're probably not getting the deal for Warner Brothers. So I could see that pull back a little bit right there. We'll be keeping an eye on this PSKY right there and all that goodness. With NVIDIA and WBD, is that what it is? We have Warner Brothers. So we'll be definitely watching that chaos. And let's see what our semiconductors are up to tonight. And they're not doing anything tonight, but what they close like going into tomorrow. But AVGO looking pretty good right there. Look at that getting curled up, guys. So keep an eye on that one to get set up, and that is your AVGO. Let's see what the rest of these semiconductors look like if they are getting set up, and we will take a look because I know TSM was looking pretty good. We definitely know that, but MU, that had been running up pretty big, and I would say that's not too bad either, staying in that channel. Still looks pretty decent up there, and like I said, TSM, there you go. That was a nice call for you guys for Wednesday. I put that in the Discord, and that's the things that you get in the Discord, guys. So I would say TSM was solid. You know what else I put in the Discord for you guys? NVIDIA, and that ran up pretty significantly since I put it in there as well. So yeah, I try to give you guys really good setups that I know you guys can play easily. And there you go with two of them right at the end of the year for you. And I'll be looking, obviously, I'll make the night note tonight, but looking tomorrow morning to see what's really setting up and what's going on. And then we'll attack the market for the end of the year going into January. And we do have our January effect stocks if you're in the Discord as well. Here's your SMCI right here. And this one's been beaten down and can get rolling. So I would keep an eye on SMCI to try to get set up right there. And let's see. AMD, let me look at that. Oh, look at AMD getting set up. Didn't laptop travel. I thought you said I'll go through the messages. I couldn't even read through. There's a bunch of them, so I'll go through them all and check out what you guys are looking at. But I do like AMD right there. That is looking really solid, that's for sure. And how about QCOM? That's not too bad. It's been getting set up. I know it ran up that what was it, like 2 weeks ago, pulled back a little bit, and it appears like it wants to get set up again. Another one we'll keep an eye on tomorrow. Snow was coming down, and I think Snow is getting set up to go back up right there. Elf is looking good. I'm telling you, that thing looks really good. So definitely want to be keeping an eye on Elf, that's for sure. And Snow. So Elf and Snow right there, your Christmas ones, do look really good after Christmas for your Christmas Santa Claus rally. And let's see what PayPal is up to. This could be a good one going into the January, that's for sure. So keep an eye on PayPal. And how about Intel? That one had been pulling back. Could have a little more pullback right there. It doesn't look perfect for Intel, I must say. Dell had been pulling back a little bit as it you can see now it's getting set up. I don't know. We'll keep an eye. It's curling up. We'll see if it can get through right there. I know it run up over that time, but like I said, pulling back, ran up kind of last week. And we'll see if it's really ready. I don't know if it's exactly ready right there for Dell. So we'll definitely have to watch that one to see what's up with it. And let me see what else is going on. And I just wanted to make sure that the microphone was the right. I never even checked to see. I was moving everything around. I was like, is the right microphone on? But you guys probably would have said something by now. But anyway, here's Dell. And again, I think we need a little setup time for that. IBM right here is looking pretty good, though, to try to get set up. We'll watch it tomorrow to see if it wants to get through that MACD, and then it will really get running. How about Palantir taking another dip? It had run right back up. That's why you can't hold on to everything for too long right here. They run up and take a huge dip, so you got to like kind of trade them, lock in your profits, and then reevaluate them so you can get better price action. Sophie, right, with your profits. And the mic hasn't worked since the start, you said. I don't know. It looks like it's pretty good, as a matter of fact. I don't know what you're on, but yeah, it definitely is working right there, Michael Anthony. I must say, it looks like it's all good to me. So there you are. And Xmas rally always before Christmas, not after. Michael Anthony was saying, oh, we seen a space rally. Let's put it that way. I don't know if it was a Christmas rally. You saw a space rally before Christmas. All the space ones were going nutty, that's for sure. And how about Sophie? Oh, we were just looking at it. SOFI. And that was pulling back. Remember, they had an offering. It actually doesn't look too bad. I'll have to see how this opens up tomorrow morning to get a better idea of Palantir and Sophie. So we'll definitely go through them all. That looks like it wants to come down for Palantir. And Sophie right here looks like it could pull back as well. So you can't hear you, that the mic went out. I don't even know what you're talking about. Everybody, you can hear me, right? I don't know what Michael Anthony's even talking about over here, but I can see that the mic is working because I'm talking into it, and I can see that that's the right microphone. But anyway, I don't know, Michael Anthony. Turn up the volume a little bit, and it might work for you. And let's see, there is Sophie right there. Let's see what Mara Riot and the rest of these the crypto guys are doing. The crypto, whatever the heck they are, miners. I couldn't think of that. Crypto miners, they're taking a dip because crypto just couldn't get set up. These things look so good for so long. They tried to hold themselves up for way too long, and obviously they just couldn't do it. And there's your Riot, that's pulling back, and they do look like they're going to pull back. So I guess if even crypto gets rolling right here, these are going to have to completely get set back up, and then to get rocking and rolling. They were set up for way too long, and then CleanSpark ran up. Well, I can't. There it is. CleanSpark, CLSK. Remember, that ran up on its earnings report right there. Stayed up there, and now it just can't. It just can't hang out there. So thank you, Laptop Travel. He said he can hear fine. So appreciate that. And yeah, CleanSpark. Like I said, these guys, they were trying to fight so hard to get rolling, and crypto just let them down. MicroStrategy, I can't imagine this one looking good. And Sayer's going to have to figure this out because this thing is not looking perfect. And we'll say that crypto needs to get rolling for these things to stay afloat. Now, guys, remember when I was saying that all these companies were dumping cash into these crypto treasuries at the very top when crypto is at its top, right? Remember when I said to you guys that that was not a good idea? Now you guys see MicroStrategy was buying it early, so they should be perfectly fine. But some of these companies are going to take a bath. Crypto is a weird game, that's for sure. And I think people realize that now. And here you go with Hood, Robin Hood right there, pulling back. Look at that thing pulling back. Coinbase was pulling back as well. Does look like it wants to come back some more. And Webull right here is just pulling back a little, but this could have that tax loss sell, and this could be a good one going forward. So be keeping that we'll be keeping that cruising right there. And there you are with them. And let's see, space right here. Let me get the space, SPCE. Virgin Galactic, this one's been running up. Now it's pulling back right now. It looks like it's going to pull back more. So again, the space sector had run pretty well, and now it's pulling back. Boeing, and there's another one right there. LMT, Lockheed Martin, a little bit of pullback. Huntington Ingalls also pulling back right there. So you're seeing some of the aerospace and defense and some of the space ones, they're all pulling back at the moment. DJT was running up pretty big the other day, and now that's pulling back pretty good. And now you have Nike right here. Was in the basement. Look at this thing. It got to the bottom, I mean. It didn't get to the basement. Hit that bottom and rolled up pretty quick. Look at that bad boy for Nike. So you might want to watch Nike right here. Could have a little bit of momentum tomorrow for NKE. So definitely keep an eye on that one. And let's see what McDonald's is up to. MCD. This was dipping down. It had been up pretty good. It looks like it's going to dip down a little bit more right there for MCD. And Disney right here had been looking pretty good. It was running up, spiking up, a little bit of pullback, hitting resistance right there. You could have some pullback, but Disney definitely did roll up there, and we thought it was looking a lot better. That's for sure. Here's Oxy right here, the OXY. That's pulling back a little. Oil and gas not looking the best at the moment. ExxonMobil also a little bit of pullback, in your DXYZ, another space one, going to pull back probably as well, but they will get set back up and run. So there you go with our Mag 7 big cap SPY, Qs, IWM, all them guys and everything else. So let me see what you guys want to look at. It's still 7-7 in the game, in the Chicago and San Francisco game. Let me see what the time is left. I can't even see what that even says. Let me see. It says 4:59 left in the first quarter. So they're still in the first quarter right there. It looks like the 49ers have the ball, and they are cruising down the field, I guess. So there you go with your 49ers and Chicago Bears update. And that is Sunday Night Football, all kinds of good football action. And now we have the bowl game starting too. So that's pretty cool. A couple of them are on. But yeah, we'll be watching some bowl games going into the new year. They're always great. So here we go, guys. Anybody want to look at anything, just post it up here. We'll go through everything real quick, and then we'll call it a show. You guys can finish watching the Sunday Night Football game. We'll get ready for a short week. Like I said, Thursday the market's closed for New Year's Day. Every other day is a normal day for hours wise. It doesn't close early on New Year's Eve or anything like that. So we'll be on and checking out the market, tracking things, seeing what's going on. And here we go, Doge Mom in line. Let's see what's happening here. We were talking about Tom Lee losing that 3.5 billion in BMN. What was BW? What am I, crazy? BMNR right there. So that is crazy. Luis Rodriguez has a couple right here. Let's take a look at this. GSOL. Let me see. GSOL right here is Grayscale Solana. I mean, look at these things. They want to get set up and run. They just can't do it. It's so bizarre right there. So obviously going to be dictated by Solana and crypto and everything else going on. RPGL, that's Republic Power Group. This one looks like a fairly new one. When this fired off just on October 14th right there. Fired off right to the basement is exactly what it did. And yeah, let's keep an eye on this RPGL. This could be a decent one right there. Luis Rodriguez and FTEL. Let's see what Fitel Corp is doing. That's another one beat down pretty good. Running up in the after hours. That's pretty nice right there. So let's keep an eye on that. I might add that one to the penny list right there. FTEL looking pretty decent with that momentum, we'll say. As a matter of fact, let me take a better look at it over here. FTEL. And there you go. And 93 cents. Yeah, look at that spike. That could definitely have a little momentum there tomorrow morning. RPGL. Let me just take a better look at it. At 48 cents right there. And Estee Lauder right here. Let's look at Estee Lauder and see what EL is up to. We haven't looked at it in a while. It is at 107. It's been, it's kind of pulling back there. We'll have to look at tomorrow if it wants to roll off of there or if it's going to come back down. So there you go for Estee Lauder. And let me see what else is going on there. MB, let me see what that's doing. And B right here is Master Beef Group. I never heard of the old Master Beef Group. What a rap group they must be. Good old Master Beef. And yeah, we'll have to see how they play out tomorrow. It looks really good. It ran up like 19% in the after hours. So MB, you might want to keep Master Beef on your playlist right there for tomorrow because they look like they're going to be flying up some more. They're going to be dishing out some beef to somebody. It doesn't even want to come up. It's so hot and so beefy that this thing doesn't even want to pull up on TrendSpider. It's like, whoa, you got Master Beef. Calm down over there. Take that beef somewhere else. Look, it won't even pop up. Master Beef was where it had to draw the line, I guess. So Look, SPY came up. Master Beef will not pop up. That is so crazy. It does not want beef. There it is, Master Beef. Look at that thing in the morning. That one could cruise some more. Luis Rodriguez, where the heck did you find Master Beef Group at? That's pretty crazy. And anyway, let's keep on cruising over here and see what else is going on. Utah Uties has a couple right there. ESHA. And that is ESH acquisition. And let me see what this is doing here. It is trying to roll up there. Let me take a better look at ESH. What the heck did I say it is? ESHA is what I said it was. And it is curling up. Has a little red candle. I'll look at that in the morning. Let me jot that down over here next to RBNE that I want to look at in the morning after the reverse split. This is not a reverse split, but I definitely want to look at this in the morning right there. So let me take a look at that one. What is your ALCY doing right here? And that does look pretty decent. It's trying to run up there. ALCY. Hold on. Let me see. It was trying to crawl up. Yeah, it looks like it's trying to spike up. Went a little in the after hours there. I'd say keep an eye on that one. Not looking too bad right there for ALCY. So we'll have to look at that one. And next to go, like ASPC, and that one did cruise right there, that ace back. And it did run the other day. So we'll be keeping an eye on that one. AFJK ran up the other day as well. And let's see, this one was spiking up. And this one, that one's an interesting one right there, AFJK. I remember I had some spikes the other day like there. And that one is interesting. We'd have to keep looking at that one, see if it wants to spike up some more. So there you go, Utah Uties. Let's keep an eye on them. ALCY, not bad right there. We'll look at ESHA in the morning as well. CMG, we looked at that Chipotle right there. It's kind of hanging out. We'll see if it wants to curl up and try to get into the top. It's kind of curling down right there. We'll see how it opens up. And then, of course, your Lucky or Krispy Kreme. Lucky, what am I talking about? Krispy Kreme is D-Nut. D-Nut has donut or whatever. And that is Krispy Kreme donuts. And let's see, Luis Rodriguez, where the heck did we get them donuts or whatever? We were in New York. They were pretty good. You ran in some place and got like cheese Danish or something. I don't even know what it was, but it was pretty damn good, I'll tell you that. But this one's not looking bad. We'll have to keep an eye on that one to see. Uh-oh, what happened? Uh-oh, my Instagram, I think, went down. Oh, well, we're having issues with Instagram. But it looks like it just like went out or something, but not a big deal. I ain't worried about it. Anyway, hold on. Let's keep cruising through. I just scrolled around and missed where I was even going. Hold on, I got to get back to where I was at because we were just going through a bunch of these. And there you go. Let me see what donut was up to right here. Good old Krispy Kreme. Yeah, it's not looking terrible. I have to look at it in the morning, to be honest with you. For DNUT, it could get cruising right back up there. You can see it trying to at the moment. And McDonald's we looked at was dipping down. We'll see if it wants to continue on its way down right there. It had a nice dip. It could continue its way down, so we'll watch that one. Elf and Estee Lauder, there you go. Elf looking really good. We were talking about that. Estee Lauder, we'll take a look at that one, see what it wants to do right there. And we were seeing your daughter like CRML right here, the critical metals. Let's see. That's way down there, and we'll have to keep an eye on it, see when it wants to get set up. AMD looking great, and let's look at Fubo. That one's not looking bad, but AMD looking real good right there. Fubo right here, that one's getting set up too. I like Fubo, so that is looking pretty decent. And Michael Anthony was talking about this LW. This one looks pretty good, as a matter of fact. Way down there, beating down a package. Oh, where is LW? Hold on. That's not LW. Where'd it go? I didn't even type it in. Here we go. I was going to say, it's way beaten down. That wasn't the chart. Look at this thing right here. This thing's got to get cruising back up for a good old LW. It was trading in like the 60s. Now it's in the 42 area. So there you are with that. And let's see what else is looking. UEC, Michael Anthony. Let's see what's going on with that one. And let me see. Well, fix it. Let me see if I can. I was trying to restart the feed on Instagram. I don't know what even happened to it, but anyway, it's all good. I'm not going to worry about it. And let's keep on cruising through Uranium Energy Corp right here. Let's see what that's up to. That one looks like it could be pulling back a little bit right there. Looks good that these energy companies need their products for energy. Yeah, we'll see what that looks like in the morning there, Michael Anthony. You're saying Chipotle's going down a little bit more, and it could. Like I said, I had to see that in the morning right there. RADX, that's a radical chart. Let's see. Oh yeah, it spiked way up there the other day. I remember this thing, and it does look like it's going to get rolling back off. So might want to keep an eye on RADX right there, jotting that one down. And let's see what else is going on. CPB, Michael Anthony, what is that? CPB. Oh, good old Campbell's and their fake chicken. It actually looks pretty good way down here, as a matter of fact, because that's way beaten down too. That one could have been like a tax loss selling one, guys. Look at this thing. This one's been down the entire year. And we might want to keep an eye on the CPB. That one could be a good one, actually, for good old Campbell's. Campbell's soup right there. So we'll keep an eye on CPB, Michael Anthony. That's for sure. And let me see what else is going on. And CPP. And let me see. Yeah, I think the stream definitely just stopped there, like for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, I'll look into it, see what's going on with the Instagram, if it actually works there. But here we go. Let's see what else is going on right here. We'll wrap them up. That's Campbell's right there. Giants pulled a win out of their Rabbits hat today. That was for sure. VSTD, check out your favorite ticker. It's almost done. They probably called a VTSD right here, didn't they? Where is it? VSTD is what it is. VSTD, Vestaland. Oh man, yeah, they definitely called it ST. They called it VSTD as soon as they changed the restaurant name, the stock symbol to VSTD from Yosh. It used to be Yosh, YOSH, and now it's VSTD. I told you that wasn't a good idea, guys. And there you go. See, we should pull that clip when I was talking about it. And let's see, Patriots 13-3. They're looking pretty good. And Zach, hope you had a Merry Christmas, and everybody else as well. Tesla slipping in overnight trading down to 471. And that Vestan, yeah, that's not looking great, is it? That VSTD caught their old VSTD, and now they're burning up right now. So, yeah, I would say not being good right there. AEI, let's see what's going on with that one. AEI right here, up 20. Oh, that one looks really good. Who said that one? Luis Rodriguez, AEI. AEI, that is looking pretty decent right there. Maybe a little momentum. Copart is looking pretty good. Remember I'd mentioned this one before? I was like a couple weeks early, and then it got ripping. And here you are, this one, and it was a while back, so it wasn't right now. But yeah, Copart looks pretty good right here. CPRT, familiar with this one? CPRT, that looks pretty good. That could get cruising some more, so keep an eye on CPRT right there. AEI has no volume, could be a bull trap, you're saying, for AEI, Michael Anthony. So 20,000 in volume. Could be a bull trap. We'll see how it curls up in the morning. We'll look at that AI set or AL set. I don't even know what it's called. NIO right here. Isn't that the car group? NIO manufacturer. Yeah, NIO is an auto manufacturer in China. That one looked pretty good right there on Friday. NIO. I could see that one trying to run up some more right there, looking pretty decent for NIO and that BRTX we're talking about, and silver and VSTD and AEI exploded from 70 cents to the high of 455 earlier this year, and that is a crazy 550% move. And now cooling off and consolidating in the $2.30 to $3 range right there. So there you are. The recent move to 256 suggests the stock is trying to crawl up off the bottom, and there you go. So that is that AEI. I'll look at it in the morning right here. I jotted it down, and we'll take a look and see what that guy looks like for you guys. AEI, because it does look like it wants to run up, but we'll have to take a look and see exactly what it looks like. Do you buy BM&R at $25 for a rebound or stay away? Right now, Michael Anthony, I would stay away, to be honest with you. At 25, you're saying? I honestly, even if it gets to 25, let's reevaluate and see if it wants to go any lower at this point. So I would say we'll keep an eye on it and see what's going on. and that AEI, the RSI, is rising and not looking bad. We'll keep an eye on it. Let's look at some that Doge Mama 9 wants to look at. Good old SOPA right here, Society Pass. Wow, look at that thing running up there on Friday, trying to run up some more in the after hours. SOPA, let me see. I'd keep an eye on that for a little momentum play in the morning. Doge Mama 9 not looking bad. And CIDU, I know, was running Sidious, and that had been running with the aerospace and defense ones. I'd be careful with this one right here because a lot of them are pulling back. That one looks like it could pull back right there. I agree with IVP too. That does look pretty good. Doge Mama 9. And what is XTKG doing? X3 Holdings. Wow, that's way down there. I got to add that to our penny spot right here. Hold on. XTKG. All right, I'll add that over there. Keep an eye on that bad boy because that's way down there. Let me see. It was dipping down, looks like, in the after hours. XTKG. And yeah, let me take a look at that one in the morning there. I got it jotted down. XKTG with our morning list as well. So yeah, there we go. Roaring Kitty did sell all of his Chewy and maintains an interest, but no apparent position in use. So he's not even in them, guys. Where's the news that BMNR lost 3.45 billion? No, the guy did. Tom Lee lost that much. Michael Anthony, not the company. One of the investors, Tom Lee. So that's what he was talking about. He also expressed his disappointment GameStop's business plan. So I guess he's all out of all them bad boys, huh? He doesn't like any of that stuff. What is Roaring Kitty looking at now? Let's find out. And Elf, we are looking at why ARM's selling off so much. I don't know. It broke its arm and now it's selling it off. I have no idea right here. It has sold off quite a bit of semiconductor. Maybe it's going to get cruising. Some of the semiconductors weren't looking too bad. We were saying AVGO and a couple other ones are trying to get set up there. So maybe they do try to rally back up. And let's see what else is happening over here. Michael Anthony's trying to mess with me with the mic. And Santa Claus Rally is a stock market phenomenon, typically occurring post-Christmas, covering the last 5 trading days of December and the first 2 days of January. So there you go. And Bitcoin is up a little tonight. It is a little bit at 89 right now. Look at that. It was just at 88, and now it's at 89, and Ethereum back to 3,000. So they are looking pretty good right now. And we'll see if it does have a nice little spike going into the morning, trying to break through that 20 and get ripping. Now that Trump bought a hamburger or whatever with Bitcoin, it's going to be rolling. And let's see. Let me see what's going on. What's SPAC? I don't even know. Oh, his SPAC's made a profit. Trump's, which one? I'm not sure which one. That DJT ran up the other day, but we talk about ABTC right here, American Bitcoin Corp. This is way down there. That one's terrible. And let's see, when dip to 80 should bounce WEN, Michael Anthony. What is WEN? And that is Wendy's right here. That's not looking bad. I agree with you on that. That could be getting set up for Wendy's. WEN, go get yourself a Frosty and check out the stock. It does look pretty good. That one's been down the entire year too. Look, that could be a good classic double cheeseburger case of the sell-off for tax selling right there for tax loss. So there you go at Wendy's, not looking too bad. And let me see what else is going on. Boom, 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 boom. What does this mean? So you better buy a team. So you better buy a team. When these dip to $8 should bounce, so you better buy a team. What the heck are you even talking about? I have no idea what you're talking. I don't know what he's talking about either, Laptop Travel. So you better buy a team. Nothing that Doug knows. I agree. What are you talking about? Buy a team. I mean, you want me to go buy the Bears or the 49ers? It's 14-14 now. Looks like a pretty good game right there. As a matter of fact, CLX is Clorox right here, and that's not looking bad. I bet this was crazy during COVID. I could only imagine. Let's just go. And then back here, yeah, look at that thing during COVID. Remember Clorox? Holy cow. Now look at it down here. So if you bought it during COVID and held it, you were in trouble. Clorox not looking so bad at the moment. We'll put it that way. Or is Helen of Troy. I have no idea what this is. This is another household person. I think this looks better than Clorox, to be honest with you. HELE looks a little better. And KMB, what is that? I do know that one. Kimberly Clark. Yeah, I do know this one. I don't know Clorox or the other one. I know Kimberly Clark. We looked at this recently. Maybe you mentioned it. KMB right here trying to curl up as well. So I'll keep an eye on them household ones. And let's see, 3 out of 4 times. Let me see. I'm not sure what you guys. Oh, the Juniors. That's what the place was called. Juniors Cheese Danish. That was great. 3 out of 4 times they're out of stock. When they do have them, Luis Rodriguez just buys all of them. He just buys every one of them. So yeah, they were these Juniors Cheese Danishes in Times Square right there. They were pretty good, I have to say, Luis Rodriguez. So thank you very much for that. He ran in there like the building was on fire. He ran like, holy cow, let me go see if they have them. And he came out with a big old bag full of them. So it was great. Tesla's down a little bit. Look at Cody also has a report from Insider Monkey. BOFA maintains neutral stance on Cody, and something else you guys can read. I'll look at the stock chart. You guys can read what Michael Anthony wrote, because I don't even know what he wrote right there. But anyway, Cody, yeah, that's not looking bad. COTY. Don't put K. Put a COTY in there, and it isn't looking bad, I must say. So I'll keep an eye on this COTY right here. Michael Anthony looking pretty decent to add to the list. And let's see what else is going on. Markets should sell off with another overbought. Again, that will sell off. Not sure what you're talking about. And 9 right here, Doge Mama 9. Let's see, 9 for Doge Mama 9. How about that? And that is 9 Energy Service, and that had a little bit of pullback right there. Let me see what it looks like over here. NNINE, good old 9. I don't know. I'd have to see that one tomorrow. I can write it down with the rest of them. It looks like it wants to pull back, to be completely honest with you, is what it looks like to me. This one looked really good. Autodesk, look at that bad boy right there. You keep an eye on that thing tomorrow. That's ADSK. Add that to your list. And that Smucker Group, whatever it is, like that grape jelly or whatever, that's not looking too bad. And here's your Entergy, and that's not too bad. And AEP is American Electrical Power Company. That looks pretty nice right there. So a couple other ones. Good old Costco wasn't too bad. There's your Paramount right there. I don't know about that, to be honest. We'll keep an eye on it. CMS Energy, that was trying to get cruising back up. So we'll be keeping an eye. Maybe the energy sector is looking a little bit better at the moment. So there you go, everybody. I would say that's what the market looks like at this moment. I'll go on, see what StockTwits has trending up there. It's 14-14. Second quarter kind of just started a minute ago, and the 49ers had the ball. Let me see what's going on in the StockTwits world over here. They usually have some crypto stuff. Silver and Solana both trending. Tesla down. And let me see, CPNG. I'm not even sure what CPNG is, to be honest with you. CPNG, Copang. That's an internet retail. Not sure what's going on there, but it's trying to curl up. I'd have to look at that in the morning. FGBI. It's the FGBI. Guys, be careful out there. FGBI is on the lose first guarantee. This is a bank one, right? Regional banks. And that one, that does, I mean, it looks all right. I have to look at that tomorrow as well. And then really nothing right there. So that's what's going on in the world of StockTwits over there. Nothing too crazy. Let me see if there's anybody that wanted to see anything else over here that I missed. And let's see. And don't forget the small cap show is tomorrow at 1 p.m. And let me see. I thought there was let me see. Here we go. VWAV. I was looking. I knew there was somebody asked me. And let me see what this looks like. Block trades. VWAV right here. Vision Wave ran up the other day. We had looked at it. You put it on our list right here. Good old block trades. And it's just a little bit of pullback right there. Nothing too crazy. It had been bouncing up there. And VWAV. Yeah, it's in the channel. It doesn't look too bad right there. So I can look at that. And CN, what is that? I'm not even sure what CN. Oh, Ken, you call. Oh, okay. He was writing Ken, but I think it just It did some typo, I believe, but there you go, block trades, and we can look at that VWAV tomorrow morning. Didn't look too bad right there, so I'll check that one out. And let's see, I think that's everything, and let me see if anything else is going on that we missed over here, and I'll let you guys go enjoy your Sunday evening. But yeah, that's what the market looks like. We went through our news stories right there, and that is, I think, everything that you guys wanted to see. So I think we got to everything. Doge Mama 9, Laptop Travel, and of course Zach and Michael Anthony hanging out this evening, Robin and everybody else. I greatly appreciate it. Again, we have the small cap show at 1 p.m. tomorrow, so you guys can tune in for that one. And I'll be on at 7 a.m. to do the pre-market show tomorrow morning, so you guys can tune in. We'll see what the market looks like, and then I'll be on in the Discord with Ben. We'll do some live trading and see how we're going to start ending the year here, 2025. Coming down to an end. Tomorrow is December 29th. So that is kind of crazy. New Year's Eve coming right up here. And New Year's Eve is on Wednesday. So Thursday, the market will be closed. Friday, the market will be open. Normal day. Normal day for Wednesday as well. Silver's previous all-time highs were 1980 and 2011. Were driven by inflation and debt fears. The speed of the current rally ahead of a new Fed ahead of a new Fed head suggests a short-term crash could be imminent. I agree, Luis Rodriguez, and things don't look that great. No problem. Block trades, thanks for hanging out and tuning in. I greatly appreciate it, block trades, and everybody else. So there you go. And yeah, if you ever want to look at anything or have a question about a stock, feel free to throw it up there in the stream. We look at everything, or shoot me a DM. I try to look at everything and I definitely respond to everybody. I try to look at it before and during the show for you guys, just to see if anybody sent anything over there, and we can just cover it real quick. So there you go. We'll be looking at NVIDIA and that TSM. I gave them out in the Discord. They were beautiful calls for last week, and we'll see what's going to be a beautiful call for this week. We have a short week, and we'll see what's going to be happening. So there you go, everybody. Thanks again. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, your Sunday night, and the Sunday night football game. It looks like it's 14-14. Bears and 49ers, a lot of good football on there. And any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM on X and let me know if anybody was on the Instagram feed. I know it cut out, but how'd it look? I got to go check that out and see what's up with that. I'll try to start sending the feed out on some other platforms as well. So thank you again, everybody. Enjoy your night, and I'll catch you guys at 7 a.m. Have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you guys in the morning.